Hey everybody, it's Stacey Akers with the latest edition of NextHome Valleywide News. I thought I'd try this, shooting a video in the car thing, but I'm not brave enough to drive while I'm doing this. So I'm parked outside of soccer practice, waiting for Kellen to get done, and I thought I'd share a few thoughts with you on this beautiful, beautiful day. So our question for today is, what happens when the appraisal comes in low? Before we get to that, I want to draw your attention to the featured listings at the top of the page here. We've got some great new listings. We'd like you to check them out. If you're a buyer and you want to look at the MLS, there's a button over to the side for buyers. And if you're a seller and you'd like to know what your home is worth, there's a button over here for sellers. Just click it, fill it out, and we'll send you a free market valuation for your home. So what do we do when the appraisal comes in low? We've got some choices here. The first choice would be for the seller to lower the price of the home. This may not seem like a great option at first, but it could be the best option for the seller. It allows them to keep that buyer under contract and ultimately meet their goal of selling the home, even if they're taking a little bit less than they had originally agreed to. The second option would be for the buyer to bring additional funds to the closing table and pad their down payment. Not everybody can do this because we're not all money bags, right? So if the buyer doesn't have that option because they don't have the extra money, they do have the option of canceling the contract and finding a different home to buy. And then the seller, of course, would look for a new buyer and go through the process again. If the buyer has the extra money, and there are buyers out there who have the additional funds, and they look at the situation and they go, you know what? That appraiser's value, I think, is not so great. I think the house is worth what I agreed to pay for it, and I'm going to bring additional funds to the closing table and buy that house that I really love. And that's not necessarily a bad idea. The thing to remember here is that an appraisal is it's an opinion of value. It's not something like there's one number that home is worth. And in fact, if you had multiple appraisals done on the same house, you might get multiple values on the house. It doesn't mean that a higher one is right or wrong or a lower one is right or wrong. It just means that there's a range of value for that home that's, appropriate. The next option would be for us to go through an appeal process. That's not available in every circumstance, and it's not always the best choice in every circumstance, but we would guide you through that process if it is an option. The last option would be to employ a technique that we try to teach our kids all the time, and that is compromise, right? You have the seller lower their price a bit, the buyer brings some additional funds to the table, you meet in the middle, and everybody's happy because the seller gets to sell the house, the buyer gets to buy the house that they love, and it's all good. Of course, the key to all of this is having an agent who knows how to guide you through the process, who can give you the best options, discuss those with you, and then negotiate in the very best manner possible on your behalf to protect your interests and to help you achieve your goals in buying or selling a home. If you're thinking about selling, you're thinking about buying, please give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. You can also email us or text us. You can send up smoke signals. You can knock on our front door. We'll answer it. That's it for today. Thanks for joining us for this edition of NextHome Valleywide News. Catch us the next time around. We'll have another good question that we'll answer for you, and have a great week.